Hello, everyone. Welcome to English Today Journey. Thank you for being here and spending your time with me today. If you enjoy learning English and want to improve a little every day, please remember to subscribe so you can receive daily English tips and lessons. I am very happy to have you with me. This is another helpful and motivating episode of English Today Journey, a podcast where you can learn English in a simple, slow, and easy way. I truly appreciate you for listening. It does not matter where you are right now. You might be walking outside, working, relaxing at home, or taking a short break from your busy day. Wherever you are, I hope this episode helps you learn something new and feel good while learning. Today, we're going to talk about a very important topic that affects many people around the world. Our topic today is how to stop procrastinating. This is not only an English lesson, but also a life lesson that can help you improve your daily habits and feel more confident. You may have heard the word procrastination before. Many people hear this word, but they are not always sure what it really means or why it is such an important problem. Do not worry. In this episode, I will explain everything step by step using very simple language. I will also speak slowly and clearly so you can easily understand me and practice your English at the same time. This podcast is not only about learning new ideas. It is also a great chance for you to practice your English listening skills. You can listen carefully to the words and, if possible, you can repeat them out loud. This will help you improve your pronunciation and feel more comfortable speaking English. Now, let us understand what procrastination means. Procrastination means waiting too long to do something that is important. It means you do not do the task now, even though you know you should. Instead, you wait, you delay, or you choose to do something easier or more fun. Almost everyone procrastinates sometimes. It is a very common habit. For example, maybe you plan to study English, but instead you start watching YouTube videos. Maybe you want to clean your room, but you begin scrolling on your phone for a long time. Maybe you tell yourself, I will exercise tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. All of these are examples of procrastination. When we procrastinate too much, it can create many problems in our lives. We may feel stressed because work is not finished. We may feel tired because we rush at the last minute. We may also feel guilty or disappointed in ourselves because we know we could have done better. Sometimes, procrastination causes us to miss deadlines or lose good opportunities. That is why learning how to stop procrastinating is very important. When we manage our time better and start tasks earlier, we feel more organized and calm. We become more focused and confident in ourselves. This is especially helpful if you're learning English and also trying to improve your life step by step. As you listen to this episode, try to focus on the words and the ideas. If you do not understand something the first time, that is completely okay. You can pause the episode, listen again, and take your time. Learning slowly is still learning, and every small step matters. You can always go back and listen again. That is the beauty of podcasts. You do not need to rush. You can learn at your own speed, in your own time. You can pause, repeat, and listen again as many times as you want. Learning should feel comfortable, not stressful. So, what will we talk about in this episode? In this episode, I will explain what procrastination really means, why people procrastinate, and how we can stop this habit step by step. I will also share some simple tips that truly work in real life. These tips are easy to understand and easy to use. I will also tell you a short story to make the message clearer and more interesting. My main goal is to help you learn something useful while also practicing your English listening skills. Are you ready to begin? Let us take the first small step to stop procrastinating and become a better and stronger version of ourselves. We will do this one word, one sentence, and one habit at a time. Now, let us begin. First, let us understand what procrastination really is. The word procrastination may sound long or difficult, but its meaning is actually very simple. Procrastination means waiting to do something important. It means you know you should do something like studying, cleaning, working, or exercising, but you keep saying, I will do it later. Instead of doing the important task now, you choose to do something else. Most of the time, this other activity is easier or more enjoyable. For example, you might watch videos, scroll on your phone, play games, or do something that does not require much effort. So, in very simple words, procrastination means avoiding what you should do right now. Now, let us answer a very common question. Is procrastination the same as being lazy? The answer is no, not at all. Many people think that someone who procrastinates is lazy, but this is not always true. In fact, many people who procrastinate are intelligent, creative, and hardworking. They often want to do well, but something stops them from starting or finishing their work. Procrastination is not about laziness. It is more about how we feel inside. Sometimes people feel stuck. Sometimes they feel tired, scared, or confused. Sometimes a task feels too heavy or stressful. Procrastination can also come from feeling overwhelmed, feeling pressure, or lacking motivation. So, it is a habit, not a personal failure. Now, let us look at some simple reasons why people procrastinate. One common reason is that the task feels too big or too difficult. When something looks very hard, our brain wants to avoid it. We think, this is too much for me, so we delay starting. Another reason is the desire to be perfect. Some people think, if I cannot do it perfectly, I should not start now. This way of thinking can stop us from even trying. Fear of making mistakes can make procrastination stronger. People also procrastinate because they feel tired or stressed. When we are tired, our energy is low, and starting a task feels painful. Sometimes we just want comfort and rest, so we choose easy activities instead of important ones. Understanding these reasons is very important. When we understand why we procrastinate, it becomes easier to change the habit slowly and kindly. Procrastination is not something to feel ashamed of. It is something we can learn to manage step by step with patience and practice. If I cannot do it perfectly, I will not do it at all. This is a very common thought. Many people think this way. Others feel tired or unmotivated and say, I will do it tomorrow. But tomorrow often never comes. Some people are afraid of failing. They think, what if I try and I am not good enough? All of these thoughts are normal. Everyone feels like this sometimes. You are not alone. But there is an important thing to remember. If we keep avoiding important tasks, we do not grow. We stay in the same place. We feel stuck. That is why learning how to beat procrastination is so helpful. It helps us move forward, feel better about ourselves, and make progress in life, even if that progress is slow. Now that we understand what procrastination is and why we do it, let us talk about how to stop it. I will share some simple tips that really work and are easy to use in daily life. The first tip is to start small. Do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for the perfect time, because the perfect time rarely comes. Just start. Even if you start for only 2 minutes, it is still a start. For example, if you want to study English, do not think about studying for 1 full hour. Just open your book or listen to a short English podcast. That is enough to begin. When you start, your brain understands that the task is not as hard as it seemed. This makes it easier to continue. The second tip is to break big tasks into small steps. Big tasks often feel scary and overwhelming. So, make them smaller and easier. For example, instead of thinking, I have to write a big essay, tell yourself, today I will write just 1 sentence. Small steps reduce fear and make tasks feel possible. Every small step moves you closer to your goal. The third tip is to use a timer. You can try the 5-minute rule. Tell yourself, I will do this task for just 5 minutes. Set a timer and start working. When the 5 minutes end, you can stop if you want. But many times, you will feel like continuing. Starting is often the hardest part. The fourth tip is to remove distractions. Turn off notifications on your phone. Put your phone on silent or keep it away from you. Try to create a quiet space where you can focus. Even 10 minutes of full focus is much better than 1 hour of distracted work. Focus helps you finish tasks faster and feel more satisfied. The fifth tip is to reward yourself. After you finish something, even a small task, give yourself a small reward. For example, after studying for 15 minutes, enjoy a snack, take a short walk, or relax for a few minutes. This teaches your brain an important lesson. Work first, reward after. Over time, this helps you build strong and healthy habits. Now, let me tell you a short story. This is the story of Rena, and it teaches an important lesson about taking action. Rena was a student who wanted to improve her English. She had big dreams. She wanted to speak English fluently and feel confident. But every day she said, "I will start tomorrow." She waited for the perfect time, but she never began. One day, Rena decided to change one small thing. She told herself she would listen to English for just 5 minutes a day. That was all. 5 minutes felt easy. She did it every day. Slowly, those 5 minutes became 10, then 20. After some time, her English improved and her confidence grew. Rena learned that action, even small action, is more powerful than waiting. This is the key lesson. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to start. Small actions, done every day, can change your life. Rena wanted to do well in life. She dreamed of speaking English confidently, getting a good job, and traveling around the world. These dreams were very important to her. But every time she sat down to study, she found an excuse. She said to herself, "I will do it later. I am too tired today. I will start tomorrow." One day passed, then another, then many weeks. Because she did not start, she began to feel stressed. She also felt less confident in herself. One day, Rena stopped and thought carefully. She said to herself, "I am not lazy. I want to improve. I just don't know how to start." This was an important moment for her. Instead of blaming herself, she decided to try something new and simple. That same day, Rena made a small decision. She said, "I will study for just 5 minutes today. That is all." 5 minutes felt easy and not scary. She opened her notebook. She read only one short paragraph. Then she wrote down 3 new English words. When she finished, she felt surprised. She smiled and said, "Wow, I did it. That was not hard at all." The next day, she studied for 10 minutes. The day after that, 15 minutes. Slowly, studying English became part of her daily life. She did not feel pressure anymore. She just focused on small steps. After 1 month, she noticed her English was better. After 2 months, she could speak more easily and with more confidence. After 3 months, she felt proud, happy, and strong. Rena did not wait for motivation to come. She started small, and she did not stop. So, what can we learn from Rena's story? First, do not wait for the perfect time. The perfect time almost never comes. Second, start small. Even 5 minutes is enough to begin. Third, keep going even when it feels hard. And finally, celebrate small wins. Small success leads to big change. Now, let us understand procrastination in very simple words. Sometimes we have important things to do, like studying, cleaning, or exercising. But instead of doing them now, we say, "I will do it later." Then later becomes tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week. This habit of delaying important tasks is called procrastination. Let us look at some simple examples. Imagine you have homework. Instead of doing it, you say you will start in 1 hour. After 1 hour, you say you will do it later at night. In the end, you do not do it at all. Or maybe you want to clean your room, but you pick up your phone and start watching videos. You tell yourself, just 1 video. But 1 video becomes 5 videos. Or you plan to exercise, but instead you sit on the sofa and watch television. You say, "I will start tomorrow," but tomorrow never comes. All of these situations are examples of procrastination. Why do we procrastinate? It is not because we are lazy. Most of the time, we procrastinate because the task feels boring, difficult, or too big. Sometimes we feel afraid that we will not do it well. Sometimes we feel tired or stressed. Our brain wants comfort, so it chooses easy activities instead of important ones. The good news is this: procrastination is a habit, and habits can be changed. You do not need to change everything in one day. You just need to take one small step. When you start small and stay consistent, you build confidence. And when you build confidence, procrastination slowly loses its power over you. Remember, progress is better than perfection. Starting is more important than waiting. Just like Rena, you can change your life one small action at a time. Sometimes we do not start a task because we feel we cannot do it well. We do not feel like doing it. Our brain looks for something easy and enjoyable, like watching videos, scrolling through social media, or checking messages. These activities feel good for a short time, but they do not help us move forward or reach our goals. After some time, when the task is still not done, we start to feel stressed, tired, or disappointed in ourselves. Procrastination affects our lives in many negative ways. When tasks are not finished on time, we feel pressure and stress. We rush to complete things at the last moment, and because of that, the quality of our work becomes poor. We may start to lose confidence and say negative things to ourselves, like, "I always fail," or "I cannot focus on anything." Slowly, procrastination becomes a habit. And once something becomes a habit, it can feel very hard to change. But here is the good news. You can change. You can learn how to stop procrastinating step by step. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to change everything in one day. You only need to start small and understand why you procrastinate. When you understand the reason, you can take action. And when you take action, even a small one, you start to feel proud of yourself. Remember this clearly. Procrastination does not mean you are lazy or a bad person. It simply means you are human. And humans can learn, grow, and change. With awareness and small effort, you can build better habits and feel more confident. In this part, we will talk more deeply about why we procrastinate and how we can stop it using simple tools. Now, let us ask an important question. Why do we procrastinate? Why do we keep saying, "I will do it later," even when we know we should start now? There are several common reasons, and understanding them can help us change. The first reason is fear of failure. Many people are afraid they will not do the task well. For example, imagine you need to write an essay in English. You sit down to start, but your mind fills with negative thoughts. You think, what if I make mistakes? What if my grammar is wrong? What if the teacher does not like my work? These thoughts make you feel nervous and worried. Instead of starting, you decide to delay the task and say, "I will do it tomorrow." This is not laziness. This is fear. You are afraid of failing, so you avoid starting at all. The second reason is that the task feels boring. Sometimes the task is not difficult. It is just not interesting. Reading a long article, cleaning your room, or writing notes can feel dull and tiring. When this happens, your brain looks for excitement. It says, "Let's do something fun." So you pick up your phone, watch a video, or chat with a friend. These things give quick pleasure, but they delay important work. Another reason is feeling overwhelmed. When a task feels too big, our brain does not know where to start. For example, if you think, "I have so much to study," your mind may freeze. Instead of breaking the task into smaller parts, you avoid it completely. This makes the problem even bigger later. Understanding these reasons is very important. When you know why you procrastinate, you can choose a better response. You can remind yourself that mistakes are okay, boring tasks can be done in small pieces, and big tasks can be broken into simple steps. Procrastination is not something to be ashamed of. It is something to understand and improve. With small actions, patience, and kindness toward yourself, you can slowly replace procrastination with progress. One small step today is always better than waiting for a perfect tomorrow. This is called instant gratification. Instant gratification means you want to feel good right now, not later. Your brain chooses quick pleasure instead of long-term success. For example, watching videos or scrolling on your phone feels nice immediately, but finishing your work feels good later. When the brain always chooses now pleasure, procrastination becomes stronger. Another common reason is low motivation. Sometimes you know exactly what you need to do, but you simply do not feel like doing it. For example, you plan to go for a run in the morning. Your alarm rings, but you feel sleepy and tired. You say, "Not today," and go back to sleep. This is not laziness. This is low motivation. When motivation is low, procrastination becomes high. The important thing to remember is that motivation often comes after you start, not before. The next reason is perfectionism. Some people want everything to be perfect. They think, my pronunciation must be perfect. My grammar must be 100% correct. I cannot make mistakes. Because of these thoughts, they never begin. They plan, they think, they wait, and they wait again, but they do nothing. Perfectionism feels smart, but it actually stops progress. Progress is better than perfection. Another reason is poor time management. This means you do not use your time in a good way. You may have enough time, but you spend it on unimportant things. You say, "I still have time," again and again. You forget deadlines or rush at the last moment. Without a clear plan, time disappears very quickly and procrastination becomes easy. Another very common reason is feeling tired or overwhelmed. Sometimes you have too many tasks and do not know where to start. Your mind feels full, your body feels tired, and you feel stressed. Because of this, you avoid the work completely. This is very normal. Many people feel like this, especially when life feels busy. Here is an important message. You are not alone. Everyone procrastinates sometimes. Procrastination does not mean you are lazy, weak, or bad. It means your brain is trying to protect you from stress, fear, or discomfort. Once you understand the reasons, you can slowly take control and build better habits. Now, let us talk about how to stop procrastinating in simple steps. The good news is you do not need to change your whole life in one day. You do not need to be perfect. Small changes are enough. These small changes can help you feel calmer, more focused, and more confident. The first step is start small. Do not try to do everything at once. Big goals can feel scary. Small actions feel safe. For example, if you need to write a long essay, do not think about the whole essay. Just write one sentence. If you want to study English, listen for 5 minutes. Starting small reduces fear and helps your brain feel comfortable. The second step is make tasks simple and clear. Instead of saying, "I will study today," say, "I will learn 5 new words." Clear tasks are easier to start. When your brain knows exactly what to do, it feels less stress. The third step is use time in a smart way. Try using a short timer, like 5 or 10 minutes. Tell yourself, "I will work only until the timer ends." This makes work feel easier. Many times, once you start, you will want to continue. The fourth step is remove distractions. Put your phone away. Turn off notifications. Even a short time of full focus is better than many hours of distracted work. The final step is be kind to yourself. Making mistakes is normal. Feeling tired is normal. Progress happens slowly. Celebrate small wins. Every small step forward is success. Remember, procrastination can be changed. Start small, stay patient, and keep going. One small action today is better than waiting forever. Start with just one small action. If you need to write something, begin with only one sentence. If you need to clean your room, clean just one small corner. If you want to study English, start with only 5 minutes a day. These small actions may seem unimportant, but they are very powerful. Small steps, done again and again, lead to big success over time. The second tip is to use a timer. A very popular and helpful method is called the Pomodoro method. This method is simple and easy to use. You work for 25 minutes, then you take a 5-minute break. After the break, you start again. This method helps you stay focused and makes big tasks feel less heavy. You can use a phone timer or a free app. When you know a break is coming, it feels easier to focus. The third tip is to make a to-do list. Write down all the tasks you need to do. Put the most important task at the top of the list. When you finish a task, check it off. This gives your brain a good feeling and helps you stay organized. A clear list helps your mind feel calm instead of confused. The fourth tip is to break big tasks into small parts. Big tasks often feel scary, but small tasks feel safe. For example, instead of writing "study English," you can write smaller tasks like review vocabulary for 10 minutes, watch one short English video, or practice speaking for 5 minutes. Small tasks are easier to start, and starting is the most important step. The fifth tip is to remove distractions. Put your phone away from your desk. Turn off notifications. Try to find a quiet place to work or study. Tell yourself, I will check my phone after I finish this one task. Fewer distractions mean better focus. Better focus means better results in less time. The sixth tip is to use if-then statements. This means you connect work with a reward. For example, say to yourself, if I finish my homework, then I can watch a video. Or, if I study for 30 minutes, then I can eat a snack. This teaches your brain that work comes first and rewards come after. Over time, this builds strong habits. The seventh tip is to ask for support. Sometimes work feels easier when you are not alone. You can study with a friend. You can tell someone your goal. You can ask them to check your progress or encourage you. Support from others can give you strength and motivation. You do not have to do everything by yourself. The eighth tip is to talk kindly to yourself. The way you speak to yourself matters a lot. Do not say, I am lazy. Say, I am learning how to improve. Do not say, I always fail. Say, I am trying and getting better. Positive self-talk can change how you think and how you feel. It can help you stay calm and confident. Remember, you do not have to do everything today. You do not need to change your whole life in one day. You just need to start. One small step is enough. That small step can lead to another step, and then another. You are capable. You are smart. And you can change your habits one simple action at a time. Procrastination may slow you down, but it does not control you. When you understand it and use simple tools, you can take your power back. Start small, stay patient, and keep moving forward. Procrastination can slowly affect your life in many ways. At first, it may not seem like a big problem. You may think, I will do it later. I still have time. This thought feels safe and comfortable. But when we think like this again and again, procrastination starts to create serious problems in school, at work, and in our personal dreams. Let us look at how this happens in real life. In school, many students procrastinate. They wait until the last minute to study or do their homework. At first, they feel relaxed and think, I will start tomorrow. But tomorrow often turns into next week. Suddenly, the deadline is very close. Students feel panic and stress. They rush to finish their work quickly. Because of this rush, they make more mistakes and cannot do their best. Their grades go down not because they are not smart, but because they did not give themselves enough time. They also do not learn deeply. When learning is rushed, the brain cannot remember information well. Students forget what they studied because they did not truly understand it. Procrastination also causes many problems at work. When people delay important tasks, work starts to pile up. Deadlines are missed, or tasks are finished too quickly without care. This can upset bosses, coworkers, or team members. Over time, people may start to think that you are not reliable or not serious about your job. This can hurt your reputation. It can affect promotions and future career opportunities. Procrastination at work also creates pressure. You may need to stay late, work on weekends, or take work home. This leads to stress, tiredness, and burnout. Procrastination also affects your personal life and your dreams. Many people have big goals. They want to start a business, learn a new language, get healthy, save money, or write a book. But instead of starting, they say, I will start next week, or I will do it when I have more time. Days turn into months. Months turn into years. Nothing changes. One day, they look back and think, I wish I had started earlier. This creates regret. Regret is a painful feeling. It feels like you missed a chance that you may never get again. Procrastination does not only hurt your plans. It also affects your emotions. When you delay an important task, you feel guilty because you know you should be doing it. You feel stressed because the task is still waiting for you. You feel disappointed because you are not moving forward. These feelings build up over time. It is like carrying a heavy backpack full of unfinished work. Every delayed task adds more weight. The longer you wait, the heavier the backpack becomes. Over time, procrastination can also hurt your confidence. You may start telling yourself negative things like, I never finish anything, or I am not disciplined. These thoughts make it even harder to start. Procrastination becomes a cycle. You delay, feel bad, lose confidence, and then delay even more. But it is very important to remember this. Procrastination is not a life sentence. It is not who you are. It is a habit, and habits can be changed. When you understand how procrastination affects your life, you can make better choices. You can choose to take small actions instead of waiting. Every small step reduces stress, builds confidence, and moves you closer to your goals. You do not need to fix everything today. You only need to become aware and start small. When you do that, procrastination slowly loses its power, and you gain control over your time, your energy, and your life. Procrastination can slowly affect your confidence. When you delay tasks often, you may start thinking negative things like, I never finish anything, I'm always late, or maybe I can't do it. These thoughts make it even harder to start new tasks. But the good news is that procrastination can be managed with simple steps. You don't need to be perfect or change everything at once. Small actions, done every day, can make a big difference. Here are some easy tips you can use to stop procrastinating. 1. Start small. Big tasks can feel scary and overwhelming. When that happens, it is easy to feel stuck or to avoid starting. The solution is to break the task into small, manageable parts. For example, instead of saying, I have to study 3 chapters today, say, I will study just 1 page right now. When you start with a small action, your brain feels comfortable. Starting makes it easier to continue. Often, after one small step, you naturally do more. 2. Use a timer. One helpful method is the Pomodoro technique. Set a timer and work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. After 4 rounds, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This method helps you stay focused without feeling tired. Short periods of work are easier for the brain to handle, and frequent breaks help you stay alert and fresh. 3. Make a to-do list, but keep it short. Every morning, or the night before, write down just 3 important tasks. Do not make a long list. Long lists can feel overwhelming and stressful. Focus on only 3 things you need to complete that day. When you finish a task, check it off. That small win gives your brain motivation to continue and feel accomplished. 4. Set a specific time, not just a goal. It is not enough to say, I'll do my homework today. Instead, say, I will start my homework at 6:30 p.m. Setting a clear time helps your brain prepare to focus. Your mind knows exactly when to begin, reducing excuses and delays. 5. Remove distractions. Turn off notifications on your phone or put it in Do Not Disturb mode. Work in a quiet space if possible. Think of your focus as a muscle. It gets stronger when you protect it. The fewer distractions around you, the more you can concentrate and finish your tasks quickly. 6. Tell yourself, just 5 minutes. Sometimes starting is the hardest part. Tell yourself, I will do this for only 5 minutes. Most of the time, once you start, you continue working naturally. Focusing on just 5 minutes removes the pressure of doing the whole task at once and makes it much easier to begin. 7. Change the way you talk to yourself. Instead of saying, I'm lazy, or I never do anything right, tell yourself, I am learning how to improve, or I am taking small steps to get better. Positive self-talk changes your mindset. When you speak kindly to yourself, you reduce stress and gain confidence. You start to feel capable and motivated to take action. 8. Reward yourself for small wins. After completing a task, even a small one, give yourself a short reward. For example, enjoy a snack, take a short walk, or relax for a few minutes. Rewards train your brain to connect work with pleasure, making it easier to build good habits. Remember, you don't need to finish everything today. You don't need perfection. You only need to start. Even one small step is enough to begin changing your habits. Each small action builds confidence, reduces stress, and helps you move closer to your goals. Step by step, day by day, you can stop procrastinating and take control of your time, your work, and your life. Procrastination is not just about delaying tasks, it also affects your mindset and how you feel about yourself. Changing the way you think can make a big difference. Instead of saying, I have to do this, try saying, I choose to do this because it helps me grow. Positive thinking helps your brain feel more in control and makes difficult tasks feel more meaningful. When you focus on growth instead of pressure, tasks feel less heavy and more rewarding. Another important factor is rest and health. If you are always tired, it is very hard to focus or feel motivated. Take care of your body, get enough sleep, eat healthy food, and take breaks when you need them. A healthy mind and body give you the energy to start tasks and keep going without feeling exhausted. When your body and mind are well rested, even big tasks feel easier to handle. It's also important to celebrate progress, not perfection. You don't need to finish everything perfectly. You just need to start and make progress. Even if you finish only part of a task, that is an achievement. Say to yourself, I did something today. Every small step adds up. Completing little actions consistently over time leads to big success. Progress matters more than perfection because progress builds habits and confidence. Let's look at an example through a short story. This story is about Sarah and how she learned to beat procrastination. Sarah is a student who wants to improve her English and do better in school. But every time she sits down to study, she gets distracted. She keeps saying to herself, I'll study later. I still have time. Later, she scrolls on her phone, watches videos, and chats with friends. One day, she has an important test coming, and she feels stressed and unprepared. She thinks, why do I always do this? Why can't I focus? Sarah realizes that she has been procrastinating for a long time, and she decides to try a new approach. Step 1. Start small. Sarah doesn't try to study everything at once. Instead, she says, I'll study for just 5 minutes. She opens her notebook and reads one paragraph. After 5 minutes, she feels good and decides to continue. Starting small helped her overcome the fear of the big task. Step 2. Use a timer. Sarah tries the Pomodoro method. She studies for 25 minutes, then takes a 5-minute break. Short periods of focused work keep her calm and alert. Using a timer also makes the study session feel manageable, so she doesn't feel overwhelmed. Step 3. Make a simple to-do list. Sarah writes down 3 small goals for today: review vocabulary, watch one English video, and practice speaking for 10 minutes. She completes all 3 tasks. Finishing the list makes her feel proud and motivated to continue learning. Step 4. Change her mindset. Instead of saying, I have to do this, Sarah starts saying, I want to do this. I am choosing to do this to get better. This positive mindset helps her enjoy the work and see it as a step toward her goals. Tasks that once felt heavy and boring now feel meaningful and achievable. Step 5. Celebrate every success. After finishing her tasks, Sarah rewards herself with a short walk and a healthy snack. She acknowledges that even small steps are important. This builds a positive habit of action, focus, and self-encouragement. By using these steps, starting small, using a timer, making a list, changing her thoughts, and celebrating progress, Sarah stops procrastinating. She becomes more confident, productive, and motivated. Her English improves, her schoolwork gets better, and she feels proud of her progress. This story shows that procrastination can be overcome with simple, practical steps. Even small actions, done consistently, lead to big improvements in life. You don't need to be perfect, you only need to start and keep moving forward. Procrastination can affect anyone, and its effects go beyond just delaying tasks. Sarah's story shows how small steps and a positive mindset can help overcome it. After changing her mindset and habits, she started saying, "I am learning. I'm getting better." This small shift in thinking made a huge difference. She felt motivated, confident, and more in control of her work. Step 5. Keep going. Sarah practiced her new habits every day. Some days were harder than others, but she reminded herself, "I don't have to be perfect. I just have to take one step." Slowly, she improved. Her English became stronger, her focus increased, and she felt less stressed. She learned that small, consistent actions are more powerful than trying to do everything perfectly at once. The lesson: you're just like Sarah. If you take small steps, stay kind to yourself, and keep going even when it's hard, you can beat procrastination too. You don't need to be perfect or do everything at once. Every small action counts and brings progress. How procrastination affects us. When we procrastinate a lot, it is easy to start believing that we are lazy or not good enough. Thoughts like, "I can't finish anything," or "I always fail," can appear. These thoughts are not true, but prolonged procrastination can make us feel this way. Waiting and delaying tasks creates stress, worry, and pressure. Over time, this stress can affect your mental and physical health. You may feel tired, anxious, or sad, not because of too much work, but because of too much waiting and worrying. Procrastination can slowly affect how we learn, work, grow, and feel. But here's the good news: you are not stuck. You can change. Even small changes can make a big difference in stopping procrastination. 5 simple tips to stop procrastinating. Tip 1. Make a small plan. Big tasks can feel scary or overwhelming. For example, learning English may feel huge. You might ask, "Where do I start? How many hours should I study?" It's too much. Your brain feels stressed and may say, "Let's do it later." The solution is to make a small, clear plan. Break a big task into smaller, manageable steps. Instead of saying, "I will study English today," say, "I will learn 5 new words in the next 10 minutes." This is a small, simple goal. Your brain sees it as achievable. When you finish even a little, you feel proud and motivated to continue. Tip 2. Start with very small steps. Sometimes starting is the hardest part. Pick one small action you can do right now. For example, open your English book, read 1 paragraph, or write 1 sentence. The first small step often leads to more action naturally. The key is to start without pressure. Tip 3. Use a timer. Try short focus sessions using a timer. For example, work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. Short sessions keep your brain alert and prevent fatigue. After 4 sessions, take a longer break. This method helps you feel calm, organized, and in control. Tip 4. Remove distractions. Turn off notifications, put your phone away, and create a quiet space to work. Your focus is like a muscle. The more you protect it, the stronger it becomes. Without distractions, tasks feel easier, and you can complete them faster. Tip 5. Celebrate progress, not perfection. You don't need to finish everything or do it perfectly. Each small step is progress. Say to yourself, I did something today, even if it is only part of a task. Every small win adds up over time, builds confidence, and makes the next step easier. By following these simple tips, you can take control of procrastination. You can learn, grow, and achieve your goals. Small actions, done every day, will help you feel more confident, less stressed, and ready to succeed. Procrastination can feel like a heavy weight on your shoulders, but there are simple, practical steps you can take to overcome it. Small actions, repeated every day, can help you focus, feel motivated, and build confidence. Here are 5 easy tips to stop procrastinating and take control of your tasks. Tip 1. Make one small step. Big tasks often feel overwhelming. When that happens, your brain resists starting. The trick is to take just one small action. Even a tiny step creates momentum. For example, if you have a messy desk, start by putting one book away. If you want to study English, open your notebook and read one paragraph. After completing this first small step, your brain feels accomplished and you naturally want to do more. One small step often leads to another. The most important thing is to begin. Tip 2. Start with just 5 minutes. Many people wait to feel ready before starting a task, but waiting often leads to procrastination. Action creates motivation. If you begin a task for only 5 minutes, your brain gets involved and stops overthinking. For example, tell yourself, I will clean my desk for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you may feel motivated to continue. Even if you stop, you have already done something, and that is better than doing nothing. Starting small makes tasks easier to manage and reduces stress. Tip 3. Remove distractions. Distractions steal focus and make it hard to get work done. These can be phones, social media, notifications, background noise, or even people talking nearby. Imagine trying to study while your phone keeps buzzing. It's almost impossible to focus. To prevent this, prepare your space before starting. Turn off notifications, put your phone in another room, and close apps you don't need. If possible, find a quiet area to work. By removing distractions, your brain can focus fully. You finish tasks faster, feel more satisfied, and enjoy the sense of accomplishment. Tip 4. Use rewards. Rewards give your brain something to look forward to and help build positive habits. After completing a task, give yourself a small treat or break. For example, after 20 minutes of English practice, enjoy a snack, take a short walk, or watch a fun video. You can even create a reward system. Every time you finish 3 small tasks, give yourself a bigger reward. Over time, your brain learns to connect work with good feelings. This makes completing tasks enjoyable instead of stressful, and it strengthens your new productive habits. Tip 5. Stay consistent. Procrastination is a habit, and to stop it, you need to build a new habit. Consistency is key. Focus on small tasks every day instead of trying to do everything at once or only practicing occasionally. It doesn't have to be perfect. What matters is regular action. For example, practicing English for a few minutes daily is better than studying intensely once a week. Daily progress builds confidence, reduces stress, and keeps your brain trained to take action rather than delay. By using these tips, taking small steps, starting for just 5 minutes, removing distractions, rewarding yourself, and staying consistent, you can beat procrastination. Over time, small daily actions lead to big improvements in learning, work, and personal growth. Your confidence will grow, your tasks will get done on time, and you will feel more motivated to achieve your goals. Remember, the first step is the hardest, but it is also the most important. Once you start, momentum builds, and each day becomes a chance to move closer to success. Procrastination can feel like a strong habit, but the good news is that small, consistent actions can beat it. Even short daily efforts are more powerful than occasional long bursts of work. For example, Practicing English for 10 minutes every day is far better than studying for 2 hours one day and doing nothing for the next 5 days. Regular, small actions help your brain build productive habits. Speed doesn't matter, consistency does. Over time, your brain learns a new pattern of working and taking action without delay. Here's how the tips work together in a practical way. Imagine you want to improve your English speaking. You first make a small, achievable plan. Learn 5 new words and speak 3 sentences using them. You begin with just 5 minutes so the task feels easy. Next, you remove distractions by putting your phone away and finding a quiet place. After finishing your small task, you reward yourself, a cup of tea, a short video, or a quick walk. You repeat the same steps the next day and the day after. You don't wait for the perfect time or motivation. You just act consistently. This is how procrastination slowly loses power over you and your goals start becoming reality. The key idea is simple. Don't wait for motivation or the perfect moment. Begin small, begin now. The more actions you take, the easier it becomes. Even one small step each day can lead to big results over time. You are stronger than procrastination, and you are in control. Once you understand this, the first step is to choose one tip and try today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Say to yourself, I can do this. I will do it today. That small commitment is the beginning of change. Let's see this in a story about David, a 23-year-old university student. David is smart, kind, and has big dreams, good grades, better English skills, and a successful job after graduation. But he struggles with procrastination. Every time he has an important task, he delays it. For instance, David had to write a major paper for his English class. The teacher assigned it 2 weeks before the deadline. At first, David thought, I have time. I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow came and went, and he still didn't begin. Then he said, maybe next week. I don't feel like doing it now. Instead, he spent his time watching videos, scrolling social media, and chatting with friends. Days passed, and the paper didn't get started. As the deadline approached, David felt stressed, panicked, and unprepared. He realized he had wasted valuable time and felt frustrated with himself. This story shows how procrastination builds pressure and stress. Even smart, capable people like David can fall into this trap. The good news is that small changes can help him take control. If David applied the same steps Sarah used, starting small, removing distractions, using a timer, celebrating small wins, and staying consistent, he could break the cycle. By taking one small step each day, David could finish tasks on time, reduce stress, and feel proud of his progress. The lesson from David's story is clear. Procrastination doesn't mean you are lazy or incapable. It's a habit that can be changed with small, practical actions. You just need to begin, stay consistent, and reward yourself for progress. Over time, these actions lead to better focus, confidence, and success. Each day you act, no matter how small, is a victory against procrastination. Start today and take control of your goals, one step at a time. Procrastination can make even smart, capable people feel stressed and stuck. David's story shows this clearly. He was a university student with big dreams, good grades, strong English skills, and a future job he wanted. But he had a major problem. He always procrastinated. Every time he had something important to do, like writing a big paper for class, he delayed it. He would play games, scroll on his phone, or watch videos instead. Every day, a little stress built up in his chest because he knew he should start, but he didn't. With only 3 days left until the paper deadline, David felt panicked. His heart beat fast, he felt tired, and stress overwhelmed him. Then he remembered a tip from a podcast about procrastination. Small steps help, and you don't need to be perfect. He decided to try these strategies to finally take action. Step 1. Make a small plan. Instead of thinking about finishing the whole paper at once, David broke it into tiny, manageable parts. He said, today, I will write just the introduction, 1 paragraph. Breaking a large task into small steps makes it less frightening and easier to start. Step 2. Start with just 5 minutes. David set a timer for 5 minutes and began writing. When the timer rang, he was surprised to find that he wanted to continue. Starting small reduced the fear of beginning and helped him take action without pressure. Step 3. Remove distractions. David put his phone in another room, closed unnecessary tabs on his computer, and found a quiet corner in the library. By eliminating distractions, he could focus fully on his work and use his time effectively. Step 4. Reward yourself. After completing the introduction, David gave himself a small reward, a chocolate bar he saved for special moments. Rewards make the brain associate completing tasks with positive feelings, making it easier to continue. David repeated these steps every day: small goals, short focus periods, fewer distractions, and little rewards. Slowly, he completed his paper before the deadline. It wasn't perfect, but it was done, and he felt proud. The most important lesson he learned was that procrastination is just a habit, and habits can be changed. Starting with just 5 minutes reduces the fear of beginning. Even if you stop after 5 minutes, you have accomplished something meaningful. Adding small rewards encourages your brain to enjoy progress and build new productive habits. Over time, small daily actions lead to bigger achievements, improved confidence, and less stress. David's story shows that procrastination doesn't define you. With simple strategies, breaking tasks into small parts, starting for a few minutes, removing distractions, and rewarding yourself, you can take control. Each small step adds up. You don't need perfection. You just need consistency. Like David, anyone can overcome procrastination and feel proud of their progress. Procrastination can feel overwhelming, but small daily actions can change everything. A simple and powerful approach is to follow 3 daily steps. Write one clear goal, start for just 5 minutes, and reward yourself. Even tiny actions matter. Over time, these small steps add up. You'll feel more confident, more in control of your time, and proud of your progress. Change doesn't happen instantly, but patience and consistency are key. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep moving forward, one small step at a time. The real power comes from choosing action. Every time you say, "I will try," "I will do just a little," "I will take one small step," you are making a choice to grow. That small step can be the beginning of big change. The perfect moment to start isn't in the future, it is now. Open your notebook, open your mouth, open your heart, and say, "I can do this. I'm starting now." Even if it's only 5 minutes of study, a few words spoken, or a small task completed, it matters. Each small action trains your brain, strengthens discipline, and builds trust in yourself. Rewards are also important. After completing a task, even for just a few minutes, give yourself something enjoyable: a snack, a short video, or a brief break. Rewards make your brain feel good about taking action and help form positive habits. Over time, your brain starts associating work with satisfaction, making it easier to continue. When you practice these steps, you are also improving your English, if that's part of your goal. Speaking, listening, and writing every day builds 2 skills at once: self-discipline and language ability. Even slow or small progress matters. Each effort builds a new habit and a better version of yourself. It requires courage to start and continue, but each tiny action is a victory. Consistency is key. Don't wait to be perfect or for the right moment. Take small steps every day. Repeat motivational sentences to yourself like, "I can do it," "I am improving," "I am learning every day." These words are not just for listening, they are for your heart. They give energy, strengthen confidence, and remind you that progress is possible. Remember, procrastination is not a permanent trait. It is a habit that can be changed. Small, consistent actions, combined with positive thinking and rewards, help you overcome delays and stress. Each day you practice, speak, or act, you are building self-discipline, confidence, and skill. Over time, These daily steps create momentum. The small steps you take today can lead to big accomplishments tomorrow. So, choose yourself. Choose action. Choose growth. Start now, even if it's only for 5 minutes. Celebrate your progress, not perfection. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep moving forward. Every small action makes you stronger, smarter, and more confident. By taking these steps, you are shaping a better future and building habits that will stay with you for life. You are capable. You are powerful. You are ready to start. You're not only learning how to stop procrastinating, but you are also improving your English, and that is something to be proud of. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I hope this episode has helped you in some way. Remember, you are not alone. Many people face the same challenge, and many, just like you, are working to change. You are strong. You are capable. Before we finish, I have a small request. Follow or subscribe to this podcast so you never miss a new episode. We talk about useful topics in simple English to help you grow in both your language skills and in life. Share this podcast with your friends, classmates, or anyone learning English. Maybe they are also struggling with procrastination or just want to hear helpful English tips. If you're listening on YouTube or a podcast app, leave a comment or review. Tell us what you liked or what topics you want to hear next. Your feedback helps us improve and create better content for you. One more tip. Listen to this episode again and repeat the sentences out loud.
Pause, speak, and repeat.
This is a simple way to practice your English listening and speaking every day. The more you do it, the more confident you will become. Thank you again for listening to English Today Journey. Our goal is to help you grow step by step, both in English and in your personal skills. Keep learning, keep smiling, and keep speaking. Remember, you don't need to be perfect, just keep taking small steps every day. Until the next episode, keep going. You've got this. Small, daily actions, even if it's just 5 minutes of practice or completing a small task, can change your life. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Each tiny step you take builds your confidence, improves your skills, and brings you closer to your goals. Procrastination is not permanent, it is just a habit, and habits can be changed. By starting small, staying consistent, removing distractions, giving yourself rewards, and thinking positively, you are training your brain to take action and to succeed. You are capable of making this change. You are capable of achieving your goals. So today, choose yourself. Choose action. Choose growth. Open your notebook, open your mind, and open your heart. Say, I can do this. I'm starting now. Even a small step counts. Even a few minutes matter. Each effort builds a better version of you. You are learning English. You are building discipline. You are practicing self-improvement. And every time you take action, you are proving to yourself that you are strong, capable, and ready to succeed. Keep going one step at a time. You've got this.